And now tonight, South Central Conference action.
And hello again, everyone, and welcome once more to South Central Conference basketball on WSMI-FM. Tony Taylor courtside at Staunton tonight as the Bulldogs, undefeated in the South Central Conference thus far this year, will be taking on the Bunker Hill Minutemen of Jim Loftus. Staunton 9-1 in the season, 5-0 in South Central Conference play. The Bunker Hill Minutemen, of course, an independent ball club, 8-1 on the season, and what should be a very, very interesting ball game tonight in Staunton. And we'll be back in 60 seconds to start our opening lineups.
Open your everything account at Illini Federal, a passbook savings account to save for those special things you want. Deposit whatever amount you can each week or month. Interest compounded daily with an effective annual yield of 5.65%. Open your account today at Illini Federal Savings and Loan in Carlinville. Member FSLIC.
In every basketball game, we must have a winner and a loser. But you're always a winner if you make your money work for you at the Staunton Home Association. This is Terry Best at the Staunton Home Association asking you to stop in and see Ted, Terry, or John under the clock, Main Street in Staunton. With planned savings, you'll be able to accomplish your goals, and we can help.
When it comes to the finest meats, groceries, and produce, Bruins IGA in Staunton is right on top. Because Clarence Bruins and all the folks take pride in their clean, spacious store and the fine products they sell. When you want friendly service and the finest products, always shop Bruins IGA in Staunton.
A tremendous crowd on hand here at Staunton tonight as both these ball clubs come in. Bunker Hill rated number 1 in the Mid-Illinois area on our WSMI weekly poll. The Bulldogs of Staunton rated number 2. And the winner tonight will probably move into that number 1 position and hold it at least until next week. And then, of course, the week after in the Macoupin County Conference Tournament, these two teams would have a chance to meet again, as well as in the regional coming up here at Staunton in March. For the Staunton Bulldogs, their head coach Mike Stivers. Mike in his second year at Staunton. 9-1, as we mentioned, on the season, 5-0 in South Central Conference play. And they will start the following lineup at one guard, Mark Marcuzzo, a senior at 6 foot. The other guard will be Troy Graves. Troy, another senior at 5'11". The center is Brad Yonkis. Brad at 6'1" is a senior. A forward on the left side will be Tim Yarnick. Tim, a senior at 6'1". Forward on the right side, Rich Link. Rich, a senior at 6'2". We'll also expect to see some action tonight out of Rick Haase and Mark Vesper for the Staunton Bulldogs. The Bunker Hill Minutemen, on the other hand, come in 8-1 on the year. Jim Lofka is their head coach. He's in his 21st year. Their only loss this season coming at the hands of the Pana Panthers in the championship game of that Carlinville Christmas tournament last week. And also we might mention that Staunton's only loss came at the hands of Girard earlier this year at Girard by 4 points. And that Girard ball club is no slouch. They are rated number 3 in the Mid-Illinois area this week. At guard for Bunker Hill, we'll have Mark Wheeler at one guard, a senior at 5'10". The guard on the other side will be Doug Stagner, a junior at 6'1" tall. The forwards will be Doug Sauerwein on one side, a junior at 6'2". The other forward, Richard Sims, a senior at 6 foot. And starting at center tonight for the Bunker Hill Minutemen will be Stan Rowe. Stan, a senior, is 6'3". In our preliminary JV ball game this afternoon, or rather earlier this evening, I should say, it was Staunton beating Bunker Hill 58-43, breaking open what was a tight game early in the fourth quarter to jump way ahead and win it by 15. 58-43. Both ball clubs now have completed their warm-ups for the preliminaries of this ball game, and now they meet with their respective coaches right below us here at Staunton. The Bunker Hill Minutemen to our left, and the Staunton Bulldogs to our right. They're going to do the introductions now of the individual starters for both ball clubs. And we'll be back in 60 seconds with more on our pregame show, as tonight Staunton will be meeting Bunker Hill.
Illinois coal will be playing an increasingly important part in America's energy game plan. Monterey Coal operates 2 mines in Illinois. At capacity, these 2 mines will produce the energy equivalent of 1 billion gallons of oil each year. Monterey Coal, a Carlinville-based company, is dedicated to helping America meet its energy needs.
All of us have our dreams and goals, and no matter what your dreams may be for the future, Lincoln Douglas Savings and Loan has several different programs which can be tailored to suit your needs. They pay the highest interest allowed by law. So let them help you make your dreams come true at Lincoln Douglas Savings and Loan in Carlinville, Bunker Hill, and Warden. Carlinville Grain has complete hog and cattle feed for every developmental stage. Custom ground and blended feed, the most complete line of Farnham horse care products in the area, and sunflower and wild bird seed. So stop by. Meet new manager Andy Freehill. and he's looking forward to meeting the many customers and friends of Carlinville Grain Company.
Well, as you can probably hear, the Staunton Bulldogs are being introduced to what may be the biggest crowd in Staunton. Well, certainly it's the biggest crowd since last year's Macoupin County tournament. Maybe the biggest crowd in a long, long time. Certainly the biggest crowd for a Staunton game here at Staunton High School in many an evening. I don't know. I was talking to Gil Elbow, the principal here at Staunton earlier, and he said he doesn't remember when there was a crowd this big and this excited. And they should be, because the Bulldogs, their home team, are 9-1. And of course, the Bunker Hill Minutemen have a history of a lot of support from their area people. And they always bring a good crowd with them almost invariably wherever they play basketball. They're not a football school. They don't play any football there, so basketball is their sport. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the start of tonight's basketball game.
The First National Bank of Bunnell, the full-service bank. It's the bank for all your banking needs. Personal loans, business loans, savings and checking accounts, and top interest on certificates of deposit. Whatever your age, whatever your banking needs, you're welcome at the First National Bank of Bunnell. Member FDIC.
Let the Colonel fix lunch today at Kentucky Fried Chicken in Carlinville or Verdon. Choose from chicken, fish and chips, shrimp, and more. Have lunch today at the Colonel's in Carlinville or Verdon.
It's so nice to feel, so good about a meal, so good about Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Shipman Lumber Company, Route 16 West in Shipman, is happy to again bring you South Central Conference basketball this season. Shipman Lumber is proud to be a part of the South Central Conference area, and the management and staff of Shipman Lumber wish the best of luck and success to all South Central Conference teams. Join the fun and the excitement at your local high school game this week. Illini Federal Savings and Loan in Carlinville, member FSLIC, offers 8 different kinds of saving and certificate plans and will explain away your confusion about different savings plans. Federal regulations require substantial penalty for early withdrawal on certificates and prohibits compounding of interest on 6-month money market certificates.
Tony Taylor back courtside at Staunton, where the Bulldogs have gotten their final words from their head coach Mike Stivers. They're out to Brad Yakas out of center court to jump, and he'll be jumping in there against Doug Sauerwein at 6'2". Sauerwein at 6'2", and Yakas at 6'1". Will be jumping in center court, and we're about ready for 32 minutes of high school basketball action. Staunton against Bunker Hill. Tip controlled away by Bunker Hill and Doug Wheeler. Wheeler walks it across center court. Takes his time. Starts to work the left side. Now works right side of the lane. Picked up by Marcuso. Long jumper up over Marcuso. No good. Rebound. Tip controlled away by Yakas and Staunton. Yakas leads the quick break down to Yarnick. Yarnick working the left sideline. Lobs it inside. Here's Yakas. Nice turnaround jumper up and in. And Yakas has the Bulldogs in front, 2-0. With 7.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Wheeler now working in again against Marcuso. Now works the left side of the line, puts up the short jumper off the backboard and in. And so Wheeler ties it up at 2-2. Down comes Marcuso. A couple of men pick him up. Lobs it across center court to Yakas. They go to Graves on the left side. Graves looks for help, comes back right side Marcuso. Deep into the right corner and Yarnick. Yarnick picked up by 2 men for Bunker Hill. Lobs it back outside and Marcuso. Marcuso. Back to Yarnick in the right corner. Now the lob underneath goes to Yarnick, or rather to Yakas. Yakas, nice move underneath. Can't make it go, but he's going to pick up, draw the foul on the play. And the foul is going to be on Stan Rowe. His first, team's first. And going to the line, shooting 2 is going to be Brad Yakas. Yakas at the line. The first free throws tonight. Takes his time, pumps it up, and it won't go. Off the back of the rim, bounces back outside. He'll get another one, though. 2-2 our score. 7 minutes and a second left to play in the first quarter. The second shot is up. This one is in. Yakas has all 3 of Staunton's points. They lead it 3-2. And Bunker Hill now brings it down very deliberately. The man bringing it down is Doug Wheeler, or rather Mark Wheeler. He goes into the corner and Stagner. Now they'll come outside to the right side and Sims. Now the long jumper is up and in. A good shot by Stan Rowe from the right wing. Now picked up by 2 people. Marcuso gives it off to Graves. Graves across center court quickly comes to Yarnick. He had a chance to throw it into Link, but he couldn't get it there. Now Yakas will get a traveling call. He wanted a foul, but he didn't get it. He got the traveling call on it. That is the first turnover against the Bulldogs. First turnover of the game. And Bunker Hill leads at 4-3. Here they come. will be Wheeler bringing it across center court. He goes to Stagner. Stagner drives, puts up the long bumper. No good. Rebound. Fought for, finally controlled away in the far corner by Link. Link leads to Yarnick. Yarnick loses the handle, has to hold up as he crosses center court, regain control. He'll give it off to Marcuso. Back to Yarnick in the deep left side. Now they come outside in Graves. Right side, Marcuso. Again, still outside. To Yakis. Now they go cross court. Graves. Nice move by Graves underneath. It won't go, but he's going to draw the foul. This time it's going to be on Richard Sims. On the drive, Sims fouling Marcuso. Well, let's make it Graves. It'll be Graves at the line, shooting 2. Troy Graves, a 5'11 senior, shooting 2 for the Bulldogs. They trail at 4-3 here early in the first quarter. First one, in and out. It won't go for Graves. They'll get another one. His second shot is up. This one also no good. Rebound comes away to Yarnick. He's all alone. He lays it up and in. Well, there he was in the right place, the right time, as Yarnick waited for everybody to clear out under the basket, grabbed the rebound, put it up and in. Wheeler, across to Stagner, across center court. Back to Wheeler on the far left side. Deep into the corner in Stagner. He'll lob it. Now turnaround jumper is up and good by Sauerwein. Going up over Link. And Sauerwein's got himself a pair and a 6-5 lead for the Bunker Hill Minutemen. Quickly, Staunton brings it back. Yakis goes deep to the left side, and Yarnick. His jumper is blocked. Blocked in there by Rowe. And Bunker Hill brings it back down. Losing the basketball is Wheeler. Oh, what a save. He went to the ground, went to the floor and saved it, but finally Marcuso steals it after they'd regained control. A lot of action here early in the going. 6-5 our score. Bunker Hill leads it. Staunton with the basketball. Now they go underneath the Yakis. Yakis, short baseline jumper is up and in. And Brad Yakis has 5 points underneath. Nice fake. He moved in there against Bunker Hill to draw a couple of Minutemen off the ball. Now deep in the far side is Wheeler. He'll come left side, Stagner. Now they go to Sauerwein. He works the baseline. His ball is up in an air ball. And we've got a call underneath. The call is going to be against Richard Sims, his second. And very quickly, we're going to have Darren Rust coming in, a senior at 6 foot. And coming out is going to be Sims. So Rust is now in. As Staunton brings it down again, full court pressure quickly against the Bulldogs. But they do break the press as coming across center court is Yakis. Picks up some pressure, goes underneath the Yarnick. Yarnick short jumper is up and in. And Yarnick has 4 points. And the Bulldogs lead it by 3 at 9-6. 4.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Wheeler bringing it across center court. Goes to the left corner and Stagner. And the jumper is up and good. Once again by Stan Rowe. He's got 4. And these guys from Bunker Hill are up from the baseline. Now Marcuso all the way across court. Nice move underneath. They go to Yakis. It's up and in. He lobs it cross court to Link. Link shot it back quickly to the driving Yakis. Yakis got the basket and a chance for a 3-point play. Following him was Darren Rust. 7 points for Yakis. Of his team's 11, a chance to make it 8 and 12. Only Yakis and Yarnick have scored for the Bulldogs. They have 11 between them. And Yakis with a chance to make it 12, puts it up. This one won't go, and it comes off the Link. Link goes right back up, but it won't go. An air ball grabbed underneath by Wheeler. Wheeler brings it down very quickly. He'll lead it down to Rust. Rust starting to drive, goes cross court. Nice move. Oh. Short jumper is up, no good. Rebound comes away to Roll. His shot won't go. Staunton comes away with the rebound. Marcuso picks up double coverage, gives it off to Graves on left side, deep in the left corner. Long baseline jumper by Yarnick. Pushes the net. And Yarnick has 6. 13-8. The Bulldogs lead it. And the Bunker Hill Minutemen bring it down very slowly, crossing center court. Here's a long baseline jumper up and in by Darren Rust from the far corner to put it up. Marcuso works it in, leads a pass down to Yakis. Yakis starting to drive. We're going to have a jump ball called. As tying up Yakis before he could gain control of the ball is Mark Wheeler. Wheeler at 5'10", jumping against the 6'1", Brad Yakis. Yakis and Wheeler will jump it. Tip is up, controlled away by Staunton, or rather by Bunker Hill. And they'll give it off to Wheeler. Wheeler leads it quickly down to Stagner. Stagner works down to the baseline, has to come back outside, and Wheeler. Now they go inside. Now back to the corner. Baseline jumper is up. No good by Stagner. Tip control. Nice turnaround jumper is up. Won't go for Roll. Now they fight for it. Finally coming away to the Jarnik. Jarnik coming down one-on-one. Leads it off to the right side, and Yakas. Yakas driving, lays it up and in. And Yakas with 9 of the 15 Staunton points now, and a 15-10 lead for the Bulldogs. 3 minutes left to play, first quarter. Deep into the corner they go to Russ. Darren Russ comes outside, and Wheeler goes back to Russ. Russ working the right side, the far side. Now the long jumper is up by Rull. It won't go. Rebound. Controlled underneath by Brad Yakas. Yakas lobs it down to center court in Yarnik. Yarnik coming down 1-on-3. Brings it down towards the baseline. Now brings it back outside to Marcuso. Marcuso deep into the corner again in Yarnik. Yarnik moving along the baseline. We're going to get a foul called on Wheeler. A blocking foul on Mark Wheeler. We got a timeout. Jim Lofton wants a timeout. 2 minutes, 34 seconds left to play first quarter. Our score, Staunton 15 and Bunker Hill 10. And we'll be right back.
Just like the ball players on tonight's team, it takes each individual working together to get the job done well. This is Terry Best at the Staunton Home Association, and that's what we strive for. The entire staff wants to work with each individual customer in hopes of making their savings account perform the way they want it to at the Staunton Home Association, Main Street in Staunton.
Tony Taylor back courtside at Staunton, where the Bulldogs lead at 15-10. 2 minutes, 34 seconds left to play in the first quarter, and they had Bunker Hill playing their game. And untypical of Bunker Hill. They came out of their offensive pattern, and Staunton really put it to them here in the early going, 15-10. The foul was on Wheeler, and Staunton, I believe, is in the bonus already. Also, Bunker Hill picking up a lot of fouls early in the going. Going to the line will be Yarnik. He's got 6 of the Staunton 15 points tonight. It's been all Yakas and Yarnik. 9 for Yakas, 6 for Yarnik here in the first quarter. Yarnik shooting 1 and 1. He needs to make the first one to get the bonus. Puts up the first shot, and it rolls around and through. So give Tim Yarnik 7 points now. Move the Bulldog lead to 6 at 16-10, and Yarnik a chance to put him out front by 7. Tim Yarnik shooting his second free throw. First time at the line tonight. His second shot is up. This one won't go, and the rebound is grabbed away in there by Sauerwein. He gives it off to Wheeler, and Wheeler will bring it down across center court right below us. They'll go deep into the corner now. Long jumper is up by Stagner. It won't go. In and out. Rebound grabbed away by Yakas, and he'll try to lead a pass to Graves. He just did control it before it went out of bounds. He comes back to Link, now to Marcuso on the near side. Long cross court. They go to Yarnik. Yarnik unable to get a shot away as he's picked up by Russ. Bounce passes it to Marcuso. His long jumper won't go. Rebound fought for underneath. Coming away with it is going to be Sauerwein, and he'll give it off to Wheeler. The Minutemen with a chance to cut the lead to 4. Long jumper, top of the key is up, in and out, no good for Wheeler. Now here with the rebound is going to be Sauerwein, and he puts it up and in. That time Bunker Hill controlled the offensive board. Here's a steal on an attempted pass by Sauerwein. Sauerwein drives, nice fake, puts it up, fair ball, won't go. We get a foul called on Stagner. But that'll be Stagner's first. And I believe we may have lost the contact lens on the floor, but it's very quickly picked up. Stagner on the foul lost his contact lens, but he very quickly picked it up, and he's going to have to run into the locker room and put it back in. Coming in for him is going to be Sims. So we'll have Sims, Darren Russ, Wheeler, Sauerwein, and Rowe on the floor for Bunker Hill. Same starting 5 for Staunton: Marcuso, Graves, Yakas, Yarnik, and Link. At the line will be Troy Graves. 0 of 2 at the line tonight. He is going to be shooting 1 and 1. First one is up and good. So for the first time, someone else from Staunton is on the scoreboard as Troy Graves picked up his first point of the game. The Bulldogs lead at 17-12. His second one is up. This one swishes the net. So Graves has a couple. 18-12 the score. And quick, Marcuso put some big pressure on Wheeler as they tried to bring it in. They had to go to Sauerwein instead. Now Wheeler bringing it across center court. Goes far into the corner on the far side, and Russ can't get the shot away. Has to give it off to Wheeler. Wheeler starts to back away, set things up. Now they go to Rust again in the corner. Rust had a notion to take it, didn't shoot. Now he's looking for help. Almost got the call for stalling, and now Staunton's going to steal it. Marcuso tips the pass. Driving is Yarnick. Lays it up. It won't go. Tipped around, finally controlled away by Bunker Hill. We get a foul called against Staunton, and you can hear the Bunker Hill fans on the other side saying it's about time that a foul was called against the Bulldogs. Staunton, or rather, Bunker Hill will inbound. They come into Rust. Rust goes back to the right side, the far side of the court from us, and Wheeler as the Bunker Hill Minutemen move from our right to our left. Long jumper is up and no good, as the shot was by Richard Sims. And we're getting a foul call underneath against the Bulldogs. Foul is on Link. Rich Link, a hacking foul. And now Stagner will check back in for Bunker Hill. And coming out will be Richard Sims. As Bunker Hill inbound, trying to cut the lead to 4. The lob pass comes in intended for Rowley. Can't get it. Driving, laying it up and in is going to be Marcuso. And Mark Marcuso taking advantage of the break. As Bunker Hill tried to lob the pass in over the head of Rowley, couldn't control it. Marcuso stole it, drove it, laid it up and in. Now the lob comes underneath. Here's another steal. Batted away by Yakis, controlled by Yarnick. Turnover number 5 against Bunker Hill. And Yarnick now brings it across center court to Marcuso on the near side. Marcuso works to the right wing, gives it off to Lincoln, gets it back. Marcuso goes to the left side and Graves. Graves looking for help, bounces it back to Marcuso. Down to the right wing and Rich Link. Cross court, he goes to Graves. There's a pass, batted away and stolen by Rust. Rust driving one-on-one against Marcuso, gives it off to Sauerwein. A nice play by Darren Rust. Rather than take the shot, possibly miss it with some heavy pressure by Marcuso, he passed it back to Sauerwein. Here's a lob underneath to Yarnick. He'll go up. He gets it blocked and there by Rowe. Blocked by Rowe. And now there's a long pass at the quarter end. A long shot, I should say, no good. And so at the end of the first quarter of play, it's been a wild one. Our score is Staunton 20, Bunker Hill 14. We'll be back in a minute.
When it comes to the finest meats, groceries, and produce, Bruins IGA in Staunton is right on top. Because Clarence Bruins and all the folks take pride in their clean, spacious store and the fine products they sell. When you want friendly service and the finest products, always shop Bruins IGA in Staunton.
Monterey Coal Company thinks basketball is an important part of the good life here in Carlinville. That's why they are proud to be among those supporting these broadcasts each week. Monterey Coal Company, operating 2 coal mines in Illinois, producing energy for America and helping preserve the good life in Macoupin County.
All of us have our dreams and goals, and no matter what your dreams may be for the future, Lincoln Douglas Savings and Loan has several different programs which can be tailored to suit your needs. They pay the highest interest allowed by law. So let them help you make your dreams come true at Lincoln Douglas Savings and Loan in Carlinville, Bunker Hill, and Warden.
Well, if the last 3 quarters are exciting as the first one, we got one wild and woolly game on tonight. Staunton leads at 20-14. Once again, it's going to be Yakis jumping against Sauerwein at center court. Up, tip controlled by Staunton. What's the call? Somebody into the circle, I think. And it's called, I believe, on Stagner. Doug Stagner of Bunker Hill. And so Staunton will inbound right below. As they come into Yakis, they go cross court on the far side, Marcuso. Marcuso, cross court to Yarnick. Now back to Graves. Graves, nice move inside. Puts the short jumper. It's in. Graves with a nice move right near the free throw line. Then brought it in a couple of steps and put up the short jumper for 2. Now Wheeler brings it back across center court for Bunker Hill. Starting to drive, has to hold up now, makes a nice move. Tries to use the backboard, it won't go. Rebound underneath, up and won't go for Rowe. And the Minutemen also are very cold tonight, besides playing Staunton's game. Marcuso comes to Link. Link in the right wing. Back outside of Marcuso. Marcuso starting to drive the right side of the lane. Inside to Yarnick. Turnaround jumper up by Tim is good. And Yarnick has 9 points. He and Yakis each have 9. 24-14 our score. Staunton out front by 10 points here early in the second quarter. Working the baseline, trying to is Stagner, and he gets a traveling call. He tripped and fell as he tried to go. And he gets a traveling call. Turnover number 6 against Bunker Hill. And And the Bulldogs inbounded, moving from our left to our right. A 10-point lead here with 6:58 left to play in the second quarter. Link on the far side of the court. On the wing, gives it back outside Marcuso. Marcuso, right side and Graves. Deep into the corner, Yarnick. Yarnick picking up double coverage, gives it left side Marcuso. Now deep into the corner. Here they go underneath. Nice move by Yarnick. Puts it up. What's the call? Traveling. Traveling the call against Tim Yarnick. Turnover number 5 against the Bulldogs. A nice move by Tim Yarnick. A little too nice. As he's called for the traveling violation. Wheeler brings it back across center court for Bunker Hill. Here's Stagner working it in. His shot blocked from behind by Yarnick. Out of bounds off the hands of Tim Yarnick. A nice block by Yarnick. Not totally from behind, kind of from the side and in back of him. Came up and just knocked it straight down as Stagner tried to shoot it. Now they lob it into Stagner. He'll go cross court, deep into the corner, Wheeler. Wheeler cannot take the baseline jumper. Has to come back to Stagner. Now he's got some time. He puts it up and in. Same shot as he wanted to take before. This time he didn't have quite as much pressure. 24-16 the lead now. 8 for Staunton. Now the lob underneath. Headed for Yarnick, or rather for Yakis. And he knew he fouled in there as Wheeler was also after the basketball. And Yakis about ran him over. And as they cross in front of us here, Yakis comes over and tells Tim Yarnick he's sorry because he knew it was a good pass. He wasn't quite ready for it, and then going after it, he ran into Mark Wheeler. Wheeler now gives it off to Darren Rust, far on the right wing. He waits, puts up the jumper, and it's good. They let him alone out there. Backed off him a little bit, figuring he wouldn't shoot it, and he did, and he's got himself 4 points. Now Yarnick crosses center court, deep into the corner. Comes back outside of the right side, and Troy Graves. Left side, Marcuso. Marcuso's jumper partially blocked in there. We're going to have a foul called on Sauerwein. That'll be Sauerwein's first. Going to the line, we're going to have Mark Marcuso. He's got himself a couple of points tonight. Be his first time at the line. Shooting 2. Third time Staunton's had the 2-shot foul in the act of shooting. Marcuso's first one is up and in. 25-18. The Bulldogs lead it by 7. And Marcuso's second shot also swisheroo right through. That'll make it 26-18, an 8-point lead for Staunton. 5:44 left to play here in the second quarter. Wheeler brings it across center court. Goes deep into the left side and Stagner gets it back. Now lobs it in there. Turnaround jumper is up by Sauerwein and good. Good shot by Sauerwein. Heavy pressure from both in front and in back, and he got it away and made it. 8 points for Sauerwein. And back come the Bulldogs. This will be Graves. Almost has it stolen. Does control it before he loses it out of bounds. Now they go into the corner in Yarnick. Lob pass underneath for Yakis. 2 men on him. Yakis goes up. We're going to get a foul called. Now we're going to get called out of bounds. No foul. We'll call it out of bounds. Yakis tried to go up with 3 men. Couldn't make it. Now he'll try and drive it. Now he gets a charging call. Charging in from behind. Backing in. Call will be against Yakis. 26-20. Staunton's lead cut to 6. Bunker Hill the chance to cut it to 4. As they bring it in, they come into Wheeler. Wheeler and Stagner now. Tandem coming down court. Wheeler with the basketball. Works the left side against Marcuso. Now lobs it inside Rowe. Rowe, turnaround jumper is up and off the rim, no good. Tried to bank it in, couldn't make it. Staunton comes away with the rebound. Yarnick crossing center court. His pass intended for Yakis. Out of bounds. And that is turnover number 6 against the Staunton Bulldogs. And now, Bunker Hill inbounding. Yakis trying to give him a little trouble coming in. Did cause a little bit of a ruckus down there, but Wheeler got away from him, got the inbound pass. And Yakis immediately pulled away and moved down court. Now, Russ looking for that free jumper from the far right side. Can't get it. Works the baseline. No good. Rebound away to Rich Link and the Staunton Bulldogs. Staunton bringing it back. Marcuso works the right side. Bounces the pass to Graves. Graves on the right wing. Looking for Alf, has to come back outside Marcuso. Cross court to Link. Link on the left side. Starts to drive, gives it off to Yakis. Yakis comes back outside Marcuso. And the Bulldogs want a timeout. 4:22 left to play in the second quarter. Our score, Staunton 26, Bunker Hill 20. We'll be right back.
Carlinville Grain has complete hog and cattle feed for every developmental stage. Custom ground and blended feed, the most complete line of Farnham horse care products in the area, and sunflower and wild bird seeds. So stop by. Meet new manager Andy Freehill. Andy's looking forward to meeting the many customers and friends of Carlinville Grain Company. The First National Bank of Bunnell, the full-service bank. It's the bank for all your banking needs. Personal loans, business loans, savings and checking accounts, and top interest on certificates of deposit. Whatever your age, whatever your banking needs, you're welcome at the First National Bank of Bunnell. Member FDIC.
Tony Taylor back courtside at Staunton, where the Bulldogs lead at 26-20, 4:22 left to play in our second quarter of action. It's been an exciting ball game, to say the least, here in the first half. Bunker Hill back on the court now. Now the Bulldogs get their final words from Mike Stivers, and they move back out onto the court. No changes for Staunton. And we'll have the same five in for Bunker Hill. And Stagner, Sauerwein, Wheeler, Rust, and Roll. Staunton inbounds it from across court. This will be Yarnick going inside to Yakas. Has to come back outside. Now they go way outside, and Troy Graves. Graves works the right side to Marcuzzo. Now to Yakas on the right side. Deep into the right corner, and Yarnick. Yarnick along the baseline, has a notion. He's not going to take the shot. Comes outside to Yakas. His long jumper is up and in for Brad Yakas. He's got himself 11 points, the leading scorer in the basketball game tonight. Staunton's lead back out to 28-20. Crossing center court is Mark Wheeler. Wheeler on the right side, and Russ. Russ, way on that right wing, likes to take a shot out there once in a while. Here's a long jumper by Wheeler to a Sheroo. And Wheeler's got himself 6 points. 28-22, the Staunton lead cut to 6. Yarnick works the baseline, now drives underneath. Gives it off to Link. Link's short jumper is up, won't go. Rebound comes away to Yakas. He'll go underneath, put it up, it won't go, but we're going to have a foul call underneath against the Minutemen of Bunker Hill. The foul is going to be Doug Stagner. Going to the line is going to be Brad Yakas. Yeah, the official has a few words with the players in the game. Apparently a little complaining and belly aching about the call. First shot by Yakas goes right through. Didn't even hesitate going through those cords. So Yakas brings his point total to 12. His team's lead to 7 at 29-22. Chance to put his team back out front by 8. Yakas, it won't go. The rebound grabbed away in there by Sauerwein. He'll give it off to Wheeler. Staunton's lead stays at 7, 29-22. 3.5 minutes left to play first half. They go deep into the corner, and Stagner back outside, and Mark Wheeler. Wheeler looks where to go, goes cross court to Rowe. Rowe working the right side. Has to give it off to Russ. Russ fired on that right wing. Had a notion again to take that shot, but held off as Graves was pretty tight on him. Now they go back. Moving inside is Rowe. His short jumper is up and in. Now Staunton bringing it back down. We get a steal by Wheeler. Wheeler driving, 1-on-2, loses the basketball off his foot, comes off to Russ. Oh, might have been a traveling call. It was not. And that is turnover number 7 against the Staunton Bulldogs. As Yakas with the basketball will go to the left side, and Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo working it 1-on-2. What's the call going to be? Doug Sauerwein was looking for the offensive foul, but did not get it. He picked up the foul instead, his second. Jim Lofka didn't care much for that call. The Bunker Hill fans across the way don't care much for it either. Now what's the problem? We've got Yarnick coming out here, talk to Stivers. And at the line it's going to be Marcuzzo. That's going to be the call. Shooting 1-1. The first shot by Marcuzzo swishes through. He's got 5. His team leads it by 6 at 30-24. He has a chance to move the Bulldogs back out front by 7. His second shot also right through. 6 points for Mark Marcuzzo. And the Staunton lead is back again at 7 at 31-24. Wheeler bringing it across center court. Works the right side. Left side comes to Stagner. His long jumper is up. No good. Rebound underneath. Fought for. Comes away to Roll. And Roll makes the basket. Jim Lofka, I think, wanted a foul called on the play. As Roll went right up with Yakas. Now across court they go to Yarnick. Yarnick, nice move. Inside. Can't make it go. Rebound grabbed away by Sauerwein and the Bunker Hill Minutemen. Now Wheeler moving down against Marcuzzo. Gives it off quickly to Stagner. Now turnaround baseline jumper is up and in. And good by Stan Rule. The lead cut to 3 now at 31-28. A minute, 58 left to play first half. Staunton having trouble breaking the press across center court. Now he lobs away cross court to Yarnick. He can't save it. It's out of bounds. Turnover number 8 against the Staunton Bulldogs. And now Bunker Hill has a chance to cut the lead to 1. It'll be Bunker Hill's basketball in the forecourt. Wheeler right below us will inbound it. He comes into Stagner. Stagner works the top of the key. Looks for help. Comes back to Wheeler over his head, and it's going to be back behind the line. No, he didn't touch his feet back there. The basketball was underneath all alone. His Rowe. He is up and in. 10 points for Stan Rowe. And now the Staunton lead is to 1 at 31-30. Yakas having trouble with the two-man pressure on him. Now Marcuzzo has it stolen away. Driving quickly down is Sauerwein. His ball, his pass is tipped and out of bounds off the hands of Rich Link. And you talk about the complexion of the game. And who's got it going right now? It's Bunker Hill. They've got the lead to 1 at 31-30. A minute and a half left. There's a long jumper by Stagner. In. It's good, and Bunker Hill has the lead. For the first time, maybe tonight. They did have a lead at 3-2 earlier. It's the first time since then they've led it. They lead at 32-31. And Brad Yakas has the basketball for Staunton. He gives it off left side, Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo gives it deep into the left corner on the far side of the court. And Link, he'll come cross court to Graves. Graves, nice move. Short jumper is up and in. And the Bulldogs go back out front, 33-32. Mike Stivers wants some pressure on these guards coming down. Everybody's just going back and sitting in a 2-1-2 zone back there, and he wants to come up and start working on those guards before they get across center court for Bunker Hill. Rust on the far side of the court gives it back to Wheeler. Now they'll go inside Sauerwein. He has to hold up. Nice play by Link. Nice defense, but able to get the basket is Sauerwein, and he's got 12 tonight. 31 seconds left to play first half. Here's the ball tipped out of bounds. It's going to be Bunker Hill's basketball. Off the hands of Brad Yakas. Turnover number 9 against the Bulldogs. And Bunker Hill will probably take their time and look for a shot here. Try and put their lead to 3 at the end of the first half. And Staunton's pretty well in place at this point. They'll switch to a man-to-man to sit there and let him work on it. Now, underneath, Wheeler, terrific move. It's up and in, and he's going to get a three-point chance. A chance for a three-point play. Wheeler was actually falling to the ground when he shot the basket. Stivers wants a traveling call for Staunton. He's not going to get it. And there was a foul call against the Bulldogs. And now the Bulldog fans go with the boos. And Bunker Hill has a chance to increase their lead to 4. Mark Wheeler at the line. Wheeler's first chance at the line tonight. Shooting 1 to try for the three-point play. He makes it. He's now got 9. Staunton coming back. They'll need a basket to cut it to 2. As they come across court to Brad Yakas. Deep into the corner and Link. Link's baseline jumper. And way high is an air ball. Tipped, controlled, out of bounds off the hands of Bunker Hill. Yarnick actually would have lost it out of bounds, but trying to save it in there was Sauerwein. It went off his hands. There's 1 second on the clock. 1 second left to play in the first half. In they come quickly. Marcuzzo's baseline jumper. It's an air ball. He tried to put it up too quickly, and that's the end of our first half. It's been a wild one. And the Bunker Hill Minutemen are out front of the Staunton Bulldogs at the end of the first half of play by a score of 37-33. We'll be back in 60 seconds with our first half recap.
Saving energy in water heating. Tips from MJM Electric in Carlinville. Make sure the water heater works efficiently. Insulation around the storage tank helps. Check the temperature setting and, if possible, reduce it. And see if you can't manage with less water for baths or showers. Fix all leaks promptly and do as much cleaning as possible with cold water. Tips from MJM Electric in Carlinville.
Shipman Lumber Company, Route 16 West in Shipman, is happy to again bring you South Central Conference basketball this season. Shipman Lumber is proud to be a part of the South Central Conference area, and the management and staff of Shipman Lumber wish the best of luck and success to all South Central Conference teams. Join the fun and the excitement at your local high school game this week. Earn extra money. Open one or more of the many savings accounts offered by Illini Federal Savings and Loan. Interest automatically computed daily from day of deposit. Withdraw from passbook accounts without losing accumulated interest. Stop by and talk to June or Darlene at Illini Federal Savings and Loan in Carlinville. Member FSLIC.
Tony Taylor back courtside at Staunton. Well, it was a wild first half. At the end of the first quarter, Staunton led at 20-14. They moved that lead out to as much as 10 points in the second quarter, but they couldn't hang on as some heavy pressure by Bunker Hill. A challenging defense, the pressing defense, caused some Staunton turnovers And Bunker Hill finally came out on top of it at the end of the first half. Late in the second quarter, pulled ahead by 4 points at 37-33. That is our score at halftime. Now we'll run down the individual scores for you. For the Staunton, or rather for the Bunker Hill Minutemen, their leading scorer tonight is Doug Sauerwein. He has got 12 at the end of the first half of play. He is followed by Stan Rull, who has 10. Mark Wheeler, who has 9. A big three-point play right at the end of the quarter. And also Darren Rust has 4 points tonight for Bunker Hill. Doug Stagner has a pair of points for Bunker Hill tonight. And that adds up to their total of 37. As we said, 14 in the first quarter, and they added 23 in the second quarter. For the Staunton Bulldogs now, they are led in scoring as we go into our second half by Brad Yakis. Yakis also has 12 points, so Yakis and Sauerwein each have 12 points to tie for scoring honors at the end of the first half. And for the Staunton, or also for the Staunton Bulldogs, we have 9 points for Tim Yarnick, 6 points for Troy Graves, and also 6 points for Mark Marcuso. So again, 6 for Marcuso and Graves, 12 for Yakis, 9 for Yarnick. Also seeing action tonight, Rich Link for Staunton, but Rich has not scored in the ballgame tonight. Took a desperation shot to close to the buzzer there and couldn't make it go. Turnover-wise, unofficially, we have 9 charged against the Staunton Bulldogs and 6 against the Bunker Hill Minutemen. 9 against Staunton, 6 against Bunker Hill. And that was a big story in the second quarter as Staunton had not turned it over many times at all in the first half. However, the situation changed almost completely in the second quarter, rather than the first quarter. And the second quarter situation turned around. Bunker Hill was playing the steadier game, causing Staunton to make the mistakes. And the situation was very much reversed. Bunker Hill outscoring Staunton 23-13 in the second quarter. Most of that late in the second quarter. So our halftime score, again, 37-33. I want to take this opportunity to remind you of some other action coming up later this week on WSMI-FM. Coming up Tuesday night, we will have basketball action for you. Let me dig out the old schedule here. And we will tell you that coming up on Tuesday night, that'll be January the 8th, Terry Toad will be at Piasa, where the Verdon Bulldogs and the Southwestern Birds will go at it. South Central Conference basketball game. We'll hope you join Terry for that. Game time is 8 o'clock. Coming up on Friday night, we'll have a Mid-State Conference game for you. It's the Hillsboro Hilltoppers. Very, very fine ball club for Harlan Scheibel this year. We'll be hosting the Taylorville Tornadoes. And also coming up next Saturday night from Verdon High School, we will have Verdon hosting Chatham Glenwood in a non-conference game. Terry Toad will be on hand up at Glenwood. And we'll hope you to join Terry for that game. It'll be Johnny Pollock at Hillsboro on Friday night. Some other action going on tonight around the area. We just want to mention it to you very quickly. And that is, once I can get myself straightened out here, I need to pull my schedule out, figure out what's going on. Tonight we have Bunker Hill at Staunton, a game you're listening to tonight. Athens is playing at Auburn tonight around the area. In only one other game, the Lancers of Lincolnwood, one of the teams getting special mention in our WSMI area top 5. Lincolnwood Lancers, they'll be playing at Edinburgh tonight in a non-conference game. Of course, the Lancers are an independent. Also looking ahead to the schedule coming up, not the broadcast schedule, but the games that'll be on tap for next week. Coming up on Tuesday, besides the game on the radio, Verdon at Southwestern. We'll have Gillespie at Mount Olive. Girard plays at Bunker Hill. Verdon is at Southwestern. Livingston at Staunton. Patoka plays at Witt, and Lincolnwood will be at Blue Mound. All that's coming up on Tuesday night. On Friday night, the 11th, besides the radio game, Taylorville at Hillsboro. In the Mid-State, you'll have Shelbyville at Litchfield, and other games in the South Central. Staunton is at Gillespie. Bunker Hill is hosting Bethalto. Southwestern plays at Carlinville. That's the South Central Conference game. Greenville is at Vandalia in a Mid-State Conference game. Tacoma is playing out of conference at Glenwood. Kincaid is at Morrisonville. Girard at Northwestern. In the MSM Conference there, Lincolnwood is at Pawnee. And Auburn plays at New Berlin. The only game out of conference, or the only game coming up, I should say, on Saturday night, the 12th of January, is the game you'll hear on WSMI-FM with the Verdon Bulldogs hosting the Chatham Glenwood Ball Club. Also, I want to remind you, coming up on the 14th through the 19th, the Macoupin County Tournament being played at Gillespie this year. You'll hear all the action on WSMI-FM beginning on Monday night, the 14th, where they'll have the elimination round, so to speak, the 8th and 9th rated teams, seeded teams, I should say, in the tournament. and then we'll follow the action from there all the way through its conclusion on Saturday evening. Also, for the first time this year, there is a girls tournament being held in conjunction with the boys tournament. Most of that is being held at Carlinville this year. However, the championship and third place games in the girls tournament will be held in conjunction with the boys championship and third place games just before them on Saturday afternoon and on Saturday night. And we'll bring you the girls third place and championship games right here on WSMI FM. That'll be coming up 1 week from next Saturday, 2 weeks from today. Well, the Bunker Hill Minutemen are back out on the floor now, and we'll expect to see the Staunton Bulldogs before very long. We were about 2.5 minutes or so away from the start of our second half. And so, with our score, Bunker Hill 37, Staunton 33 at halftime. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more on our halftime show.
In every basketball game, we must have a winner and a loser. But you're always a winner if you make your money work for you at the Staunton Home Association. This is Terry Best at the Staunton Home Association asking you to stop in and see Ted, Terry, or John under the clock, Main Street in Staunton. With planned savings, you'll be able to accomplish your goals, and we can help.
When it comes to the finest meats, groceries, and produce, Bruins IGA in Staunton is right on top. Because Clarence Bruins and all the folks take pride in their clean, spacious store and the fine products they sell. When you want friendly service and the finest products, always shop Bruins IGA in Staunton.
Illinois coal will be playing an increasingly important part in America's energy game plan. Monterey Coal operates 2 mines in Illinois. At capacity, these 2 mines will produce the energy equivalent of 1 billion gallons of oil each year. Monterey Coal, a Carlinville-based company, is dedicated to helping America meet its energy needs.
Taylor back courtside at Staunton, where the Bulldogs fail at 37-33 here at halftime. And really they were in control of the game for about the first quarter and a half and had a 10-point lead at about that time before Bunker Hill started chipping away, started putting some good pressure press defense on the Bulldogs. They were unable to hang on to the ball, had some big turnovers late in the second quarter and end up trailing on a big 3-point play by Wheeler late in the first quarter, or rather late in the first half. Put the Bunker Hill Minutemen out front by 4 points as we go into our second half of action. Both ball clubs are on the floor. In this half, of course, the Bulldogs will move from our right to our left, the opposite way they were in the first half, and Bunker Hill will move from the left to the right. I always enjoy being here at Staunton. For one reason is because the people are so nice. Another is because they give us such a great view of the floor. They always sit us right behind the scorer's table, right at center court, and it's very, very nice to be able to pick up the official signals as they come over to signal who the foul was on, and just keep a general good view of the game from here at center court. And Gil Elmore, the principal here at Staunton, his staff always do a fine job at helping us out to get our job done too, and we want to thank them for that, both for football and basketball, and that matter for baseball season last year when they had the regional here at Staunton High School. 37-33. Bunker Hill leads it by 4 at halftime. We'll be back in 60 seconds with our second half of action from Staunton.
All of us have our dreams and goals, and no matter what your dreams may be for the future, Lincoln Douglas Savings and Loan has several different programs which can be tailored to suit your needs. They pay the highest interest allowed by law. So let them help you make your dreams come true at Lincoln Douglas Savings and Loan in Carlinville, Bunker Hill, and Warden. Carlinville Grain has complete hog and cattle feed for every developmental stage, custom ground and blended feed, the most complete line of Farnham horse care products in the area, and sunflower and wild bird seeds. So stop by. Meet new manager Andy Freehill. Andy's looking forward to meeting the many customers and friends of Carlinville Grain Company. The First National Bank of Bunnell, the full-service bank. It's the bank for all your banking needs. Personal loans, business loans, savings and checking accounts, and top interest on certificates of deposit. Whatever your age, whatever your banking needs, you're welcome at the First National Bank of Bunnell. Member FDIC.
Well, Terry Best, who's doing some stats there next to me, says in the first half, Staunton shot 52%, Bunker Hill shot 50%, and Staunton controls the tip. Marcuzzo will bring it across center court, picks up some heavy pressure quickly, goes to Graves on the right side, down to the far corner, and Rich Link. He'll come back out to Graves, left side, Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo deep into the corner to Yarnick. Yarnick, the near side, goes back to Graves. Graves almost lost it, did control it away. Now Yarnick lobs underneath the Link. Short jumper from the baseline, up by Rich Link and in. And Link is on the scoreboard for the first time tonight, and the lead is cut to 2 at 37-35. Bringing the basketball across center court is going to be Wheeler. He'll go to Rule, who's working outside now. They go underneath Stagner. Stagner works it in from behind the basket, puts it up and in. Nice move by Stagner. He's got his third and fourth points tonight. Bunker Hill's back out front by 4, 39-35. Now, Yarnick, the long jumper. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound fought for. Finally controlled by Staunton and Troy Graves. If he could have controlled it a little faster, he could have hit Yakas all alone. Yakas works it back outside and hands it off to Graves. A little bit of the quarterback still in Brad, I think. Now they go back to Yakas underneath. Nice move. Turn around. Bank shot is up and in for Brad Yakas. And he's back right away scoring again. He's got 14 tonight, leading scorer in the basketball game. As Mark Wheeler brings it up, he gets a play call from his head coach, Jim Lofka. Now Wheeler works the left side. Goes deep on the left side, and Stagner gives it back outside, and Darren Russ from the free throw line. Russ shot up and no good. Rebound comes away to Yakas. We're going to have a foul called. As Russ was trying to follow up his shot, he will be called on the foul against Yakas. And that is Russ' second foul tonight. Nobody in serious foul trouble yet. Nobody with more than 2. As Marcuzzo will bring it up court against Sauerwein. Now he goes quickly cross court to Yarnick. Yarnick had Link. He's got him now all alone for the baseline. Link shot is up and around, no good. Rebound. Grabbed away there by Rowe. Rowe will give it off to Wheeler, and Wheeler brings it down the far side of the court. Working from our left to our right. He goes deep into the corner, and Stagner on the far side of the court. Now they go underneath. Now they go. A stolen pass in there by Yakas. Yakas seals it back, and back come the Bulldogs. A chance to tie it. Marcuzzo working the right side. Lobs it cross court. A nice move by Yarnick. He can't make it go. Tip is controlled away by Bunker Hill. And Stagner. He'll give it off to Wheeler. Wheeler takes his time, crosses center court. For Marcuzzo. Picks him up at the top of the key. He goes to Russ on the right side. His Russ pass intended for Rowe was lost out of bounds, but saved by Sauerwein off the legs of Rich Link. Inbounding is Russ. He comes into Rowe. We're going to have a jump ball. It'll be a jump ball. Link and Rowe. And Wheeler chews out Russ for Bunker Hill for not being in the right place, apparently, at the right time. So we'll see Rowe at 6'3", Link at 6'2", jumping it. Up it goes. Tip control by Staunton. And Brad Yakas. Yakas gives it off to Yarnick. Yarnick crossing center court to Yakas. Yakas will give it off to Marcuzzo. On the far side now, and Rich Link. Back outside to Marcuzzo. He starts to drive. He has to give it off again to Link on the right side. Coming back cross court to Marcuzzo. Long jumper is up and won't go for Marcuzzo. Rebound underneath the Graves. His short jumper is up and in. On the rebound, Graves picks up points 7 and 8. We're all knotted up at 39-39. 5 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Wheeler into Sauerwein. Inside the free throw line is up and in. They'll make it 14 points for Doug Sauerwein now. And now Staunton having a little bit of trouble with the press. They'll have a pass in. It's going to be stolen and then controlled by Link. We're going to get a foul call. The foul is going to be called against Rich Link. As Link and somebody from Bunker Hill were battling it out on the far sidelines for the basketball. Link got called at the foul. That'll be his second. Bunker Hill inbounds it, leading by 2 at 41-39. Sauerwein on the right side gives it back outside Wheeler. Now left side and Russ. Russ looking for help, working on Graves, goes back outside and Wheeler. Wheeler, basketball over his head, now puts it down, dribbles it, backs away. Bounce pass into Sauerwein. Short jumper up by Doug, won't go. Rebound grabbed away in there by Yarnick. Quick outlet pass to Marcuzzo. Across center court, Marcuzzo lost it off his leg, but it was controlled by Link. Back to Marcuzzo, left side, and Yarnick. Yarnick starts to drive, now puts up the nice move, and off the backboard, won't go. Rebound grabbed away in there by Wheeler. And now we're going to foul called on Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo picks up his second foul. No Bodish yet, so inbounding will be Bunker Hill. Wheeler stand out of bounds down the corner to our right, gives it off inside to Stagner. Stagner will come back to Wheeler. Now into the right corner and Russ. Russ starts to drive, gives it back outside and Wheeler. Wheeler giving it off the left side and Rowe. Rowe from the baseline, puts it up, no good. Rebound controlled away by Rich Link and the Staunton Bulldogs. They'll give it off to Marcuso. Still a 2-point lead for Bunker Hill. 3:42 left to play in the third quarter. Now deep into the far side is going to be Yarnick. Just gets it away in time for getting a stalling call. Now to Yakas from the baseline. Brad shot swishes nothing but the net. And Yakas has 16 points. We're all tied at 41-41. 41-41 our score. 3:23 left to play. Third quarter. Bunker Hill on the offense with the basketball. They go inside to Sauerwein, and it's stolen away in there by Marcuso. A nice move by Mark Marcuso. And now the pass intended is stolen back in turn by Darren Russ. Now Wheeler driving, has to hold up as he gets to Yarnick. Now the lob pass underneath, he can't make it go. It's a nice play, nicely designed play for Rull. He couldn't make it go. The baseline jumper won't go for Stagner. And suddenly Bunker Hill's gotten cold now. 2:52 left to play. Second half, third quarter. Let's make it 1-2-3. Now working to the corner is Yarnick. Goes cross court to Marcuso. Baseline on the right side. Here is Yakas. No good. Rebound grabbed away by Sauerwein. We're still tied at 41-41. Wheeler getting instructions from Jim Lofka as he brings it up court. And he takes his time. He just walks it across center court where he's picked up by Marcuso as he nears the free throw line. Marcuso steals it almost. Wheeler controls again. Now this time Marcuso does steal it. Well, he just kept working at him. Couldn't get it one way. Came around and stole it from the other side. Now they go to Link on the baseline. Link inside. Yakas short jumper is up and in off the backboard. And Yakas now with 18 points for the Bulldogs. And once again, they've got momentum. They're back out in front, 43-41. Couple of minutes left to play, third quarter. To the baseline, driving is going to be Stagner. No charging call as down went Yarnick. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be controlled by Staunton. Staunton will inbound. Bulldogs wanted a charging call there underneath. Didn't get it. Inbounding will be Marcuso to Yakas. Yakas comes back to Marcuso. Now to the left side, right below us in Graves. Cross center court, they go to Yarnick. Yarnick works down towards the baseline. Tries to bounce a pass to Yakas. Brad couldn't get his hands on it. It's out of bounds. Turnover. Number 12 against the Staunton Bulldogs. 43-41 our score. Staunton leads it late here in the third quarter. Wheeler again gets the instructions from Jim Lofka. Takes his time crossing center court. Marcuso waits at the free throw line for him. Now Wheeler puts it up. Partially blocked in there by Marcuso. Here's a lob pass led for Marcuso. Marcuso driving, lays it up. Won't go. Rebound. We're going to have a foul called. A foul called on Wheeler. As Wheeler was breaking up the drive by Marcuso, and suddenly Mark Marcuso has gotten red hot for the Staunton Bulldogs, both offensively and defensively. Foul number 3 against Mark Wheeler. At the line is Marcuso. He's 4 of 4 at the line tonight. Chance to put his team out in front by 3 points and then 4. They lead it by 2. Here comes number 3. Marcuso with 7 points tonight. His team leads now by 3, 44-41. Checking back in for Bunker Hill is going to be Richard Sims. And coming out is Darren Rust. So Sims will be in for Rust. Marcuso's second shot. This one won't go. The rebound grabbed away in there by Sauerwein. 44-41. Staunton leads it as they cross center court. The Staunton fans call for defense. Bunker Hill with Sims. Sims in the corner. Trying to work it in on Graves. Graves stays right with him. Comes back outside and Wheeler. Wheeler and Marcuso backs off him. Lets them have the shot. Now they go inside. Sauerwein can't get the shot. Gives it off Stagner. Outside Wheeler. Right side and Sauerwein. Sauerwein may have been walking on that play. Now the long jumper by Wheeler is no good. Rebound to Stagner is up and in.
44-43. Staunton bringing it back. Leading by 1. Troy Graves goes into the corner and Brad Yakas. Yakas, cross court, comes to Marcuso. Marcuso deep in the corner and Yarnick. Yarnick to Marcuso. Looks like the Bulldogs will work for that last shot. They lead it by 1. With less than a minute to play, 30 seconds, and there's a bit of razzle dazzle play as Bunker Hill had a hand on for a second, but Marcuso controlled away for Staunton. Boy, is he hot in the third quarter. Here's a short jumper by Yakas. No good. Link on the rebound, lays it up and in. Rich Link with 4 points, all of them here in the third quarter. And once again, a 3-point lead for the Bulldogs. 10 seconds left to play third quarter. And Bunker Hills has to move a little quicker this time. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5. Wheeler. Whoa, now that's a traveling call on Wheeler. Wheeler either traveled or he palmed it. I think he palmed it. And that's the end of the third quarter. Before we get any more points on the board, we'll be back right after these messages. Our Mike and tip controlled away by Staunton and Mark Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo leads it on the right side in Yarnick. Yarnick now lobs it underneath to Link. Link moving underneath, and we're going to get a foul call here against the Minutemen. And the man of the foul is going to be, I believe, Richard Sims. That'll be his third. He had 2 early in the game. He sat down most of the second quarter, most of the third quarter. Now Yakas driving, lays it up off the backboard, won't go. Rebound grabbed away in there by Sims and Bunker Hill. Wheeler now will once again take his time, walk it down the court. This time he picks it up a little bit as he crosses center court. They go to the right side to Sims, now inside at Sauerwein. Sauerwein looking for help, has to come outside Wheeler. Marcuzzo on him now, he backs away. Long jumper by Wheeler, is in and out, no good. Rebound comes away, Brad Yakas. Yakas leading it down 2-on-2 very quickly. Now he holds up on the far side and gives it off to Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo goes cross court here to Yarnick. Long jumper up by Yarnick, no good. Off the side of the rim, rebound. Grabbed away in there by Richard Sims. For the Bunker Hill Minutemen. They lead it back down to Stagner quickly. Back into the corner, Stagner. From the baseline, Stagner's shot won't go. Both teams now trying to gun from outside. They're back in the Bulldogs. Marcuzzo working against 2 Bunker Hill Minutemen. Gives it off to Graves. Graves deep into the corner goes to Yarnick. Yarnick, lob pass underneath goes to Link. Link. Short jumper is up, won't go. Rebound grabbed away in there by Sauerwein. Unable to make the basket go. At the top of the key, it's to Stagner. Now they go inside Sauerwein. Nice move inside. He's going to draw a foul. He doesn't get the basket, but he drew a foul on the play. No bonus yet. Let's see if it's the act of shooting. I think the foul was on Yarnick. Well, the foul was on Link. It looked like he called it 32 instead of 52. It'll be a 2-shot foul at the line. We're going to see Doug Sauerwein. 14 points tonight. First time the line misses the first half of the 1-1. Sauerwein will try and make the second half to come the strong lead. The 46-44. This one won't go either. Rebound grabbed away by Brad Yakas. Suddenly Bunker Hill in the third and early in the fourth quarter has gotten very cold from both the floor and the free throw line. Marcuzzo to the left side of Link. Link maybe with a gun shot with those last 2 not going. Gives it back outside Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo back to Link in the left wing. Link comes back to Marcuzzo. Slowing it down considerably here. They go to Yarnick. Yarnick almost has it stolen by Wheeler, but does control it. Comes back outside Troy Graves. Graves to the left side, Marcuzzo. 6 minutes left to play in the basketball game. Start with a 3-point lead, 46-43. Marcuzzo takes a slow down considerably now. Goes to Link in the left wing. Link looking for help. Starts to drive down. Gets it off to Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo looking for help. Off to the basket. Well, trying to bring to a 3-point break. Right here, the shot is up and it's good. And so the Bulldogs lead is cut to 2. 48-46, 5.5 minutes left to play in the basketball game. Heavy pressure on Marcuzzo. Makes a nice move behind his head to get rid of the basketball to Graves. Now they cross center court to Yarnick. On the right side is Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo working the left side. They go to the left wing. Now underneath. Yakas lays it up and in. And this Yakas is really working inside the line for the Bulldogs. He has got 22 points. 50-46, the Bulldogs lead it. As Wheeler goes left side, long jumper up by Stagner. Is through. Stagner's got 8. The lead again is cut to 2. Marcuzzo works it in against Sauerwein. They go to Graves. Graves looks for help. Gets it back to Marcuzzo. Now lobs it across center court to Yarnick. Yarnick deep in the corner of Link. Link lobs it underneath to Yarnick. This one's batted out of bounds. Off the hand. Against Sauerwein. In fact, Sauerwein is called for hacking over the back of Brad Yakas. Sauerwein with a foul. Still no bonus situation for either ball club. 4:41 left to play in the game. Yarnick will be inbounded. Then Yarnick lobs it into Link. Link goes to Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo tries to shoot it in. Underneath to Yarnick. Can't make it go. Thrown away in there by Bunker Hill. That is turnover number 13 against the Bulldogs tonight. It'll be Wheeler now, working on the left side of the Stagner in the corner. Back to Wheeler outside. Wheeler starts to bring it in against Marcuzzo now back way. Now goes cross court. Boy, Summerwine did a good job to save that one. Summerwine short jumper. Turn around, won't go. Rebound away to Rich Lincoln. The Staunton Bulldogs. He'll give it off to Yarnick. Yarnick waits it across center court. He'll lob it across to our side of the court. And Marcuzzo back to the other side. And Graves down to the corner on the other side. And Yarnick. Left side Marcuzzo. Long jumper up by Mark. Won't go. Rebound. Grabbed away in there by Stagner. Stivers did not want Marcuzzo to take that shot. He threw it out. Mike Stivers, the coach. It's gone. We got a timeout on the floor. 3:50 left to play in the basketball game. Our score, Staunton 50, Bunker Hill 48. Coach got it strong. Well, this ball game has been everything we expected to be going in. Our number 1 rated team in the area, Bunker Hill, against the number 2 rated team, Staunton. And it's been everything of that. Staunton leads at 50-48. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left to play in the basketball game. Bunker Hill will inbounding it in the forecourt with a chance to tie it up with a field goal. Wheeler will inbound it to the far side of the court. He comes in to Sims. Sims back to Wheeler. Now to the right side. And Stagner. Stagner bounce pass into Wheeler. His turnaround jumper is up and in. We'll probably see that move from Wheeler tonight, working inside. So he's got 11 now. We're all knotted up at 50-50. Both teams now in the bonus situation. Bounce pass comes out to Graves, left side, and Marcuzzo. He'll quickly move it down a link to the far side. Now his pass underneath. We get a jump ball intended for Yakos. Stab went over him. Yakos was reaching inside, but he did have his hand wrapped around the basketball. I think it was a good call. Some of the fans are doing it here, but from our vantage point, he had his hand in there wrapped around the basketball. So the Yakos at 6'1", Stan Rull at 6'3", jumping it. Up it goes, tip control by the Bulldogs. They go to the left side and Yarnick. Yarnick trying to go underneath to Yakos, and I guess what it ended up was with a cheerleader on the far side for Bunker Hill. Actually, she fielded the pass very nicely, right in front of the exit side. Off the hands of a Minuteman, also Staunton inbound, as they come into Yakos. Yakos comes way outside to Marcuzzo. He'll lob it in the corner in Yarnick. Yarnick picks up some heavy pressure, a couple of Minutemen on him. Now he's looking for help, has to bounce it out to Graves. Graves starts to drive, has to hold off, gives it off to Marcuzzo, working the right side now, the far side of the court. They go to Yakos. He'll come back cross court to Graves. Graves starts to move, holds up. This time the pass is going to be batted away and stolen. The Bunker Hill Minutemen. They might have tried to play it too fancy that time. And now Lofka calls Wheeler all the way over to the side here, right in front of us. Wheeler just dribbling the basketball, comes over and talks to him. Marcuzzo finally comes off to pick him up. Now a long jumper is up and in by Doug Stagner, and Bunker Hill is back out front. Staunton wants to time out, and they'll get it with 2:31 left to play the basketball game. It's a wild one. Bunker Hill is Staunton 52-50. We'll be right back. Again, things have swung around, and now Bunker Hill leads at 52-50 with 2.5 minutes left to play the basketball game. Momentum has been swinging back and forth throughout the entire game. Staunton one-footed by 10. Bunker Hill one-footed by as many as 4. And Staunton came back and led it by 4. And now Bunker Hill leads it by 2. And inbounding it from the far side of the court will be Troy Graves for the Bulldogs. He comes into Marcuzzo. No one yet tonight in any real foul trouble. 3 on Sauerwein, 3 on Sims, 3 on Rich Link. For Staunton. Marcuzzo lobbing it inside to Yakos. Comes back outside to Marcuzzo. Marcuzzo into the far corner, Yarnick. Underneath they go to Link. Link spin around jumper is up, won't go, but he's going to be fouled in the play. After his teammates. The first one is up and short, no good. And he's not had to touch it all tonight. He does have 4 points, 2 baskets here in the third quarter, but he's had some real tough luck from inside. And his shots tonight. His second one bounces around, won't go. Coming away with a rebound is Sauerwein for Bunker Hill. And now Mike Stivers wants some pressure in the backcourt on the Bunker Hill guards. But he didn't get it as Wheeler took his time across center court. Stagner goes to the baseline, drives, puts up a short jumper, rebound off the hands of Yarnick, and boy is he hot about it. They're calling it off the Bulldogs' hands, and Yarnick was the man closest to it. And he was hot. Minute 57 left to play the basketball game. Looking to inbound is Wheeler. He comes into Stagner. Stagner will just bring it back outside, try to set something up. To Wheeler. Wheeler on the right wing, looking for some help. Now he starts to drive himself. Now he goes up front, a nice faking, puts it up and in. Good faking by Wheeler. Now a quick pass intended for Yannick. He is able to save it. No, they're going to call him out of bounds. Throw number 15 against the Bulldogs. It looked like Yannick had saved it. Now he's lost it. The Bulldogs suddenly look like they're in a little bit of trouble. They're trailing it by 4 with a minute 38 left to play. Sauerwein will bring it across center court. Link picks him up out here. No, it's we have a foul called on Link. It's going to be Sauerwein shooting well with the bonus. First pass to here, put him out front by 5, and he makes it. Puts it right through, didn't even hesitate on it. Fine young junior player, 6'2", Doug Sauerwein. He's got 15 points now. He's the leading Bunker Hill scorer in the game. Brad Yakus leads Staunton with 22. Second left-handed shot is also looking good by Sauerwein. So it's a 6-point lead for Bunker Hill. It's 56-50. The Bulldogs appear to be in trouble now. A minute 26 left to play. Yakus starts to drive, moves inside, puts up the short jumper, it goes. And Yakus has 24 points tonight. Now, Staunton should go to some real heavy pressure here. As Marcuzzo is working on Wheeler, he breaks away from him once. Now Marcuzzo catches back up inside. They grab a block shot. No, foul call on Yakus. And Yakus doesn't like the call. But the shot but picked up the foul. And going to the line, we're going to have once again Sauerwein. Mike Stivers said something to Yakus, but it might have been not to foul Sauerwein, because he was doubling in the free throw line. Give him 17, or certainly not in a shooting situation. We're going to get the automatic 2, make him shoot 1 and 1. Sauerwein trying to make another one. And this one goes just as good as the last 3 have. He's got 18 points, and they're back out front by 6 with a minute and 7 seconds left to play. Bunker Hill leads it by 6. Yakus, his pass thrown out of bounds by Wheeler. And Staunton now will be inbounding. Mike Stivers wants the timeout, trying to get somebody's attention on the team. They bring it in. Marcuzzo lobs to Yakus. It's stolen again by Wheeler. Stolen by Wheeler. The Bunker Hill comes back. No, it's an over and back ball against Sauerwein. Now Bunker Hill running Staunton gets their timeout. 54 seconds left to play. Our score, Bunker Hill 58, Staunton 52. We'll be right back. Leads is 58-52. Staunton has the basketball. And will be inbounding right below us here, right just into the forecourt. And Marcuzzo is below us. He will be inbounding. Troy Graves is coming over to take the inbound pass. And it will come into Troy Graves. He gives it back to Marcuzzo, and the Bulldogs must move quickly. Loud underneath. Nice move by Yakus once again. He is deadly under there. 26 points for Brad Yakus. And now Staunton, heavy pressure as Bunker Hill tries to bring it in. Wheeler takes the pass. Marcuzzo. And now Marcuzzo will do on a foul before they get into a shooting situation. Now there's the foul. This time it'll be called on Yannick. As Yannick went after Stagner. He's going to pick up the foul. 58-54. Bunker Hill leads at 31 seconds left on the clock. And shooting 1 and 1 is going to be Doug Stagner. Well, if I'm not incorrect, it's the first time we'll see Stagner at the line tonight. The big free throws for his team. The first one is good. Well, after they were a little bit cold down late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter at the free throw line, they've just been pumping them through here late in the going. Bunker Hill leads back at 5 and back at 6. 12 points for Stagner tonight. Staunton must bring it down very, very quickly to try and get something going. Yannick driving the baseline. Short jumper is up. No good. Rebound tip controlled by Marcuzzo. His long jumper is up and in. Marcuzzo has 9. 16 seconds left to play. The Bunker Hill lead is at 4. Heavy pressure in the back court, but they break it. Front and center corner, Sauerwein. A little Wheeler. Wheeler all alone underneath is Roll. Short jumper is up and in. Good positional basketball. Last second desperation shot is up and no good. So our final score is going to be Staunton losing to Bunker Hill by a final score of 62-56, and we'll be back in 60 seconds to recap our action. Bunker Hill back out front of Staunton, 37-33. At the end of three quarters, Staunton was back out front again, 46-43. And finally, in the end result was Bunker Hill coming from behind to win at 62-56. They outscored Staunton 19-10 in that fourth quarter, and they were really hot to the free throw line late in the fourth quarter, and that was what really sealed that victory for the Bunker Hill Minutemen. Quickly to look at the scoring for the winning Bunker Hill Minutemen. They were led in scoring tonight by Doug Sauerwein with 18 points. He had 12 of those points in the first half and only 6 in the second half. Otherwise, they had 13 from Mark Wheeler, 9 in the first half, 4 in the second half. They had 12 from Doug Stagner. He had 2 in the first half, 10 in the second half. 12 from Stan Raleigh. He had 10 in the first half, 2 in the second half. Richard Sims added 3 points, all in the second half for the Bunker Hill Minutemen. For the Staunton Bulldogs, they were led in scoring by Brad Yonkers, who had just a fantastic evening. Really worked hard underneath. He had himself 26 points, 12 of them in the first half, 14 in the second half, for a total of 26. Can't say enough about him. I've watched him for going on the third year now this year. He was a sophomore playing here, so he is one fine basketball player. 9 points for Mark Marcuzzo, 6 in the first half, 3 in the second. 9 points for Jim Yannick, all of those in the first half, and that may have had something to do with Bunker Hill's victory tonight, too, shutting off Yannick totally in the second half. Also, 4 points tonight for Rich Link. They were all scored in the second half. The Bulldogs now dropped to 9-2 on the year. They still remain, of course, 5-0 in the South Central Conference. Bunker Hill Minutemen now move to 9-1 and will retain, I am sure, at least for another couple of days, the number one ranking in the area. Turnover-wise, it was 10 against Bunker Hill, 16 against the Staunton Bulldogs, and that, once again, our final was Staunton losing to Bunker Hill by a final score of 62-56. Want to remind you, Terry Total will be on the air Tuesday night at 8 o'clock from Southwestern High School at Piasaw, where the Birds will be hosting the Virgin Bulldogs in a South Central Conference basketball game. Again, our final 62-56. I want to thank Mark Maxwell back in our studio for doing a fine job of engineering the basketball game tonight. And this is Tony Taylor reminding you this has been another WSMI FM Sports presentation.